Hello, my adoring fans! Whether you were here for our last adventure or not, I'm here to recap it to you. If you were here last time, maybe don't skip past this part. I assure you, it's a lovely tale even to just reminisce about. So, those Dreadfin raiders, we were catching up on them because we got word that they were about to assail a merchant ship. And while we were planning about it, we decided to sneak up on them, sneaking up on the ship. So we did that, and then they snuck up on us. Ugh, it was horrible. But then we had this awesome moment where, Tre Bresaint unleashed this awesome power on the ship and, it froze it, and oh my god, you just had to be there. Anyways, so, next, Adam jumped down into the ship and scared off a bunch of the raiders with their cool scythe thingy that they got from the Atlantean. But I was busy mostly getting Tre Bresaint to safety, and, I also snagged some cool loot, by the way. A jacket belonging to one Andrew Blackthorn? I'm pretty sure I know who he is. Anyways, next we got ambushed by this guy from the Shadowheart Rebellion, but I completely bluffed him out, and now he thinks he's working with a bunch of his own like-minded folks, but of course he's working with pirates. Love the guy, but he's a bit, stupid. But I pulled this bluff and made him convinced that we were actually on his side, and now he's with us. He doesn't even know he's with pirates. Stupid little guy. I like him. Anyways, we're safely back at port, and we have a bit of fame to our name. Let's see what the next adventure holds.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to the World with Jaws. I'm your fates as NaN-Gram. Wait, no, sorry, I got that mixed up. You guys can capitalize on that mistake by introducing yourselves the right way.
What is the right way?
Introduce yourself and then your character. I believe that's how we've been doing it.
Okay, I'll go first.
Hi, my name is Harley, and I'll be playing Joy Pacallis, your fearless captain. United.
Hey, I'm Timothy. I'm playing Sir Tre Bresaint.
Do a retake on that one.
Oh, United. Sorry about that.
Yeah, let's do a retake.
Yeah, okay. I'm United. I play Adam Laurence, or Matelot.
Okay. And last we left off, we were celebrating
before we get into that, I just want to say I have a new mic, and I hope that our listeners, it sounds a little bit better. I know that there's been some issues with my audio in the past, it's been kind of garbled in some points, so hopefully you can hear the difference.
As we were saying, we left off last time celebrating the victories over the merchant vessel fleet leaving from Sunderstone. A victory struck for the Shadowheart Rebellion is one that you get to share as you manage to shame the Dreadfin raiders with the acquisition of their captain's weapon. Unfortunately, your victory is short-lived as the Ironsoul Reavers descend upon the soot-filled island.
I dare say they're here for us.
Let's see here. This is the consequence from last time. A bounty hunter shows up right now.
The sesh off
prepare for a fight. This is that fight. For the listeners at home, I would like you to guess which supplement I'm using, because I've recently added this to guess my show Bible, as it were. I'll give you a hint. You probably saw the system that it's compatible with on TikTok.
Are you talking about creatine?
No? I can't, but not exactly, but it's definitely a supplement. I mentioned before that I would look more into what ships were what, right? This is part of that. The ships that the Ironsoul Reavers would be using are these specialized galleys. You hear the whirring of gears and the scent of burning oil as these crawling ships set upon the shore. Automatic paddles give way to talons as they claw their way onto the How many Reavers would they send after you? Probably a good bit. Let's say 12. And even this is a bit of an odd image for the audience. These galleys aren't as big as your typical warships and such. They are strictly military based. Just enough room for a crew. No room for storage really. They have room for seats and for cannons and not much else. These sort of relatively thin ships can be crewed up to about maybe 40 at most. And anyone outside of the reach of these bounty hunters would have never seen these galleys crawl up onto land before. And you've only heard rumors like
amphibious
this before,
ships.
But they are, yes.
Who's trained eye to observe this ship?
Definitely.
Because I'd like to know some things. Okay, well that's not great.
By the way, I rolled a 12 on my alchemy. So just putting that out there.
All right.
So how many?
No.
Hey.
So on a miss,
Oh, okay.
you know the ship all too well. The fates tell you who they're sure is on this vessel and why they hate your guts. And I know exactly what's about to come up.
Boy, are we getting backstory stuff?
Yes, you do. And I do, too. We're finally on the same page for once.
Do we need to say it, or do we just understand each other here?
I might want to change his last name, because I think it's
Well,
a bit
you two
too...
know, but the listeners don't know, and I certainly don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to canonize something that doesn't make sense. Because... Yeah, United brought it up to me. Oh, sorry. Not United. Tim brought it up to me before, because the captain actually shares the same name as the organizer of the Merchant Guild for the Obsidian Circle. How do we feel about, like,
To have two
the
Joeys,
family
I'd
dynamics?
assume?
Okay. Yeah, sure. The less...
Oh.
Well, no.
Oh, wait, I thought
no.
you were related. I thought you meant me.
This is
I
a second
apologize.
Blackthorn. No, Grim Ironclaw Blackthorn, commander of the Ironsoul Reavers, is here to collect his missing prisoner.
Who's
Adam,
gonna...
I notice you're scoping
Pass
out
that
these
one.
ships. I need to ask you if it looks like it can be knocked over purely by physical force.
That's not Adam. I'm Adam.
I'm sorry. I'm so
No, Trey is the
stupid.
one
Well,
who's
oh my
scoping
god.
it out.
Okay,
I'm the one scouting.
I apologize.
So, would I actually have that kind of information? Because
I think you could.
Okay.
You could definitely tell the flagship of the Reavers.
well, seeing as this is the flagship of the Ironsoul Reavers, and most likely Commander Blackthorn is inside, no, we should not even attempt to do as much.
A large cone, what's the word? Yeah, a large cone protrudes from the base of one of the ships, as a stern voice can be heard emanating from it, a megaphone. If you hand over one Sir Tre Bresaint,
No.
we will ensure minimal casualties and violence towards the settlement. Otherwise, under the authority granted to us by Her Majesty and with the permissions of the Admiralty's new treaty via the extermination of all parties involved on the attack of the Emerald Dips, we will proceed with maximal prejudice and take restitution in whatever form we see fit. You have
Okay, so they're
you all have
definitely here for us.
until the next hour to comply.
Well, for you, and that's
No,
why I'm issuing a captain's
not
order for you to
for
get
us,
below
but for
deck
me.
now. Yes, I care about you. I can't have you just thrown about
No.
with these.
Well, you know what I care about? Captain Pacallis. Do we really want to risk the lives of
We're
many,
going to be.
many- I'm a dead man as is already. I'm dead. I am a dead man as is already.
Fine. So
This is
what's
no
your
different.
plan then? Hand yourself in because we can fight them off?
Why would that not
Come
be
on, I don't want to have to pull the power of friendship bullcrap, but I believe we can accomplish anything we put our mind to,
Can we?
especially if they want one of us.
These are the Ironsoul Reavers we're talking about. Captain Grim Blackthorn, the Ironclaw. You want to fight that guy?
Yeah, Adam does.
I do.
So come on, we've got a little bit of fire power.
I like that
And they'll,
energy.
nudge your arm.
I understand.
Fire
that I am-
melts iron, last time I checked.
I
Okay,
understand.
sorry, real quick.
I understand. I understand that I'm working with idiots, but I thought you were smart enough to not do this.
Okay.
Yes, you did. You've had enough time to recuperate, so you are coming into this with about as even a playing field as you can manage right now.
Yeah, I'm at 0.
Okay, so we're all topped off.
Yes.
What are the requirements for us to gain more renown? I think there's something about winning a big ship fight or something. Hang on. Let me just...
This would count. They are ships, and
Hang on.
you are
Let's
getting
check
ready to
this real
fight
quick.
them.
So we're at renown 2. Or... Sorry, no, we're working towards renown 3. And one of the requirements for getting to renown 3 is win a big ship fight by yourself. I personally feel that this is a big ship fight, and we've just rested up. So
Yes.
if we want to, now would be the time to do so. So I agree with the captain. Let's seize the moment.
I do not believe you understand who these people are.
Do I need to know?
Yes,
Well, enlighten me.
this isn't the same. This isn't the same as what we just dealt with. This is possibly one of the largest factions on the seas right now. Their captain is beyond our own abilities. He is brilliant tactically, and I don't think he is someone we can just fight. And I don't think we are the people to outsmart
I'll
him.
disagree with that last one. We think we're plenty the type
Don't need
to
to think
outsmart you.
hard if you hit hard.
I think that your plan of turning yourself in might work to some degree.
Lighten me.
So, you can't get that thing quite off you, can you? On your arm. Well, that's a
Not
weapon.
entirely, but I'm sure they could just cut my arm off.
That's a weapon
it's what
that
I
they'll
did.
have to take care of by cutting your arm off. They're not just going to do that in public, or even if they do, they're going to need somebody with a thing large enough to cut your arm off. That's a sizable enough opportunity for you to attack. If they just try to pry it off, and they're unprepared, show them what it can do. We have so much power! And I know that power in pure force isn't the only thing that's going to take them down, but I believe that, to be honest, I do have a bit of a tactic that I've been saving for this. And it involves, a sacrifice of sorts. Dane, do you have any explosives?
Dane pulls out a
Excellent.
sack brimming
So-
with dynamite.
Where did you get... How... Have you just been carrying
No,
that
I
this
make
whole
it fresh
time?
daily.
So my plan is to offer them that bag. That bag will hold the dynamite, of course. It's pretty simple. You can ignite that dynamite. You can get away in enough time, hopefully, to not be blasted by that dynamite. I say that we tell them that you have accrued. They also...
One thing. Okay, do we know... Okay, sorry, actually, real quick. Point of order. Do we know if the Ironsoul Reavers are a group that would accept anything other than unconditional surrender?
Good question. I believe that this would have to be an investigate move, but you'd need to look into this later, potentially.
Okay, so
But
we're not
now
going...
may not be the
okay,
best time to do that. You only have
Okay.
what you know to work off of, is what I'm saying. This is you're not going to be able to gauge their behavior unless you actually approach them.
Okay, listen. This is me still talking out of character. From a storytelling perspective, I feel this is like the best opportunity for us to weave in a big ship fight narratively. I think it would be very cool, and it would be very good for the story. And they don't seem like the type to negotiate. Like, they didn't call for negotiating the terms of surrender. They just wanted their guy, and they wanted to do it as quickly as possible. So I think I would vote for readying the cannons and fighting them.
I'm down for that.
I like where your head's at.
Okay, so we got 2 votes for ship fight.
I also like my idea. I mean, of course I like my idea. I came up with it. Like, big bag of explosives, if you can manage to get away in time. Dynamite doesn't detonate immediately.
I don't think that's going to work here.
To be perfectly honest, from a character perspective, I think it makes more sense to do the dynamite plan. Or at the very least, that's what Tre would agree with. But
I mean, your opinion is still valid.
I know it's not.
Adam, what do you think?
Alright, I guess should we just throw down and do the thing where Tre pretends to be giving himself up willingly? That's
I think if we do that, we're gonna lose a fighter. We want all the fighters we have.
I think this should be settled with, like, Harley, maybe? Well, let me think for a second. Should this be...
Well, I mean, it's a 3-1 vote, so...
That is true. Okay.
So we're doing this?
I suppose. But I don't know how we're going to approach them.
We mount our cannons and start firing.
If I'm in the fight, I'm gonna, like, get shot immediately, or they're just gonna...
We need you to...
And then we don't have it up.
I've got that covered. Tre.
Tre. Tre Bresaint. We need you to...
That was out of...
More now than ever. You are an impeccable navigator. And to ensure our safety, you must guide us there. I believe in you.
Never seen such enthusiasm coming from you, but I'm liking it.
Well, what can I say? This is a very uncharacteristic day. And besides, I'm in a pretty good mood all the same. Throw down.
Time to test this new weapon.
Everybody, please, to your stations. I say, in a commanding enough voice, hopefully one that will not attract the Ironsoul's attention. Is the crew able to hear me? Alright, so you see those guys up there, right? We're attacking them.
Yeah,
Does anybody have any problems with that? Because if you do, you're staying back with the cannons. Yes?
Mariah raises her hand. Are you sure that this crew is ready for that? I think I've seen I've seen what those automatons can do. If we're going to get this right, then we'd better be scarce. I know that they're fairly sore losers, and they're here because they think they can win the fight. If we don't make ourselves scarce after, they'll send the same types of...
Well, they'll have what I'd assume to be one of their best navigators on ship with us. We can chart a course around them, or just... keep ourselves out of some danger. Again, that's more so a probability-based thing, but I believe that if they are truly sore losers, then they'll take a little while before stepping up to us again if we win. I know for a fact that sore losers will absolutely stop and think only when they lose. I know because I used to be a bit of one myself.
Some would argue you still are.
So I think the best route would simply be to just walk up to them. Just genuinely walk up to them. I mean, they're on the shore. We want to appear intimidating. We want to show our stuff off. That's like the main point of this, is to prove to them, hey, we're better than you, we're stronger than you, we're gonna kick your teeth in. And I think the best way to accomplish that would be a front-forward approach. Any objections? Alright, cannon fire will be ready at the shot of my pistol.
That's just the
I
way
will
I like
instruct
it.
the crew as to this, and I believe with that we can be ready.
Alright. Tell us how you make yourselves seen as the Ironsoul Reavers secure the docks and have started rounding up the local miners in around Sunderstone. There's a few scenes of interrogations, them bustling into businesses, overturning carts, making themselves a nuisance. So how do you show up there? They had recently driven they had driven one of their galleys into a warehouse.
I say we toss some dynamite at that.
And parked it inside.
I can puncture a hole in their ship. No, I can just stab their ship.
Yeah, but I also want to blow up their
using
cart.
the harpoon.
I want to toss some dynamite in just for the fun of it, honestly.
Ooh, I like that.
How much dynamite do we have?
Don't waste the dynamite
3?
on like 3.
Axol?
Right, Dane?
Yes, I have...
Yeah, how much dynamite do you have?
Let me see. Okay, so potentially I could get up to 9 explosives. Like, spending 1 hold gets me 3.
Ooh, alright. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so they're on the land, technically, are they not? I don't think a ship move would really help here.
Yes, they are.
I mean, we could take it head on.
Okay.
Yeah,
We could get broadside with our ship's weapons.
You know what? That's not a horrible idea. Alright.
Sure.
I will command the crew to perform this action.
Be sure to tell us if you're going to use luck.
Didn't know. Alright.
That's only for basic moves.
Well, we will be commandeering the ship then. Honestly, Trey, if we're going to be ramming, I feel like you should be the one who they see behind the wheel.
So it's +1.
Okay. Could I spend a bond here?
Okay.
Or does someone have to spend a bond with me?
I'll spend
Somebody has to spend your bond. Somebody has to spend bond with you.
Okay, great. I got a 6, but now that you've spent that bond, it's a 7.
I saw. On a hit, choose whether you get close enough to board or get a broadside with your ship's weapons to target. Okay. You guys are just using normal cannons, right? Okay.
Well, no, hang on. They don't.
You fire off a volley of cannonballs.
This move gets you ready to get into a scrap.
Is that right? Let me see. Take it. It's your ready to get into a scrap by using your ship's cannons or boarding the enemy with swords and pistols. Unless you get a 10+, the 2 moves options this move provides are mutually exclusive. If you've gotten close enough to board, you can't shoot your opponent. And if you've gotten broadside, you're not close enough to board. The enemy has the same advantage as you. Okay. Right. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So now you can roll to get into a scrap. So, Joey, as captain, you can command the crew to fire the cannons using get into a scrap. That's how that works.
And I will spend 1 luck on it.
Before that, how is the enemy ready for me?
The enemy, you see the enemies duck below deck as you spin around for broadside. You're not going to get. No matter what happens, you're not going to get any of them. Okay, on a 10+,
hey,
you can you gain the ante.
What does the ante entail again? Oh, sorry, continue.
So yes, you see the crew of that are maintaining the ship duck just out of sight, just in time for your cannons to rip apart the warehouse it's situated in. You can hear each cannonball gong off of the solid body of the ship, like a dozen church bells ringing into the early morning. Now that if they weren't already, Sunderstone is now fully aware. You've rung yourselves into the conversation. As for the ante means that you get bond with your enemy, so you can see here. it's a temporary bond you can spend as if you had a bond with your opponent. So when you spend bond...
By the way, in the meantime, Joey's going to be readying themselves by climbing up the mast and holding onto a sizable rope if they can find any.
This will help.
Yes. Okay. So, you can help or hinder someone, push an NPC to greatness or quick to action, give them or remove an emotion-based tag or a trouble, or use them as inspiration and stand your ground. So you can, in this position, the crew of that ship is ready to retaliate with cannon fire. You can thwart their action by introducing a new element into the story via the broadside, or give them an emotion-based tag or a trouble.
Okay.
So in the NPC's case, this is a tag.
Like literally, okay.
It can be anything. I get the final say, but you can tell me what you're aiming to do.
So first of all, may I ask if I can get myself up onto a rope on the mast? I just kind of want to scope myself. I also want to just be in a high position and get ready for that. May I climb it a little bit?
Sure.
Or okay, cool. How will they be able to hear me if I shout over there? No, I want them to hear me.
I could make them not able to hear you if you want.
Okay, gotta get the voice in for this.
Sure, go ahead.
Will happen to take place if you refuse to back down. Though I know you won't, which will make it all the more fun. I am their captain, Joy Pacallis. Prepare to brawl. Yes, I want to make them angry.
Okay, is this an emotion-based tag? Okay, let's go with that. You are now the Ironsoul Reavers are now blistered. Their rage focused solely on you.
All right.
Abandoning the ship, the modest crew of the ship in the warehouse storms out like a hill of ants. They are currently running across the docks to get to your ship.
You need pirate.
Somebody catch that parrot!
So can I command the crew to fend them off then? All right. And while I am doing that,
you can get them into a scrap
maneuver
again.
the ship. I would like to get onto theirs, if you can, please. Thank you, sir. And my second polish roll.
Yes, Captain.
That is that's a 12.
And yeah, I'll make sure that we're in the right position.
Ooh, okay. All right. Let's see here. I see here that
Okay,
you're getting
lovely.
into a scrap again, so you can take the ante again since you've spent it. So the crew are well prepared for these men. They already have pistols at the ready, and a few of them have actually climbed over the body of the ship, hanging off the side to repel the boarders. They're like ducks in a row, getting picked off one by one.
Okay.
You do have the ante. The relevant tags here are, if you choose to spend it, rattled or something else.
It will, technically, that will fall under thwart, what I already asked Trey to do. So I will go with thwart, and anybody who's currently trying to get on the ship will notice that it's moving.
Okay, the Ironsoul Reavers are the Ironsoul Reavers, the ones that are left, fire pot shots at the deep blue ship, uselessly pinging off the side. They're too infuriated to realize they could probably catch up to you if they had bothered to use the ship that was sitting in you hear over the megaphone a couple blocks away. What are you idiots doing? Get after them! The second amphibious ship turns about 180 and starts pawing its way off the coast into the water to pursue.
So, do I have line of sight to the captain?
Grim is still in his flagship at this time.
Who just made that call out?
He's Grim is using the megaphone. He can
Could you
project
toss me
his
a
voice
cigar?
without
Are you
ever
able to
being...
toss? All right, I will begin to light a cigar.
Don't smoke that.
It's bad for my lungs. I don't give a shit.
No.
Yeah, no, Joey's
meant
like
the
a
dynamite.
freaking 19-year-old chain smoker. You can't get them off that shit.
I'm referring to the
And the
dynamite.
fucking camera pans and they're like gulping it down. The entirety of their mouth is open, just stuck on the dynamite. This would make a fun cartoon, wouldn't it?
This is straight out of the lead. Yes, you have the dynamite.
So,
Means
how
tosses
far
you
could I
this
get
lit-
to their
this
ship by
lit
pressing
stick of
myself
dynamite?
off of
You
the
gonna use
mast
it?
and swinging with the rope?
Okay.
Okay, then we'll do that. I thought, oh yeah, Tre's maneuvering the ship.
You're going to need to take them head on first.
That's a roll for Tim.
Trey, do you have any bonuses for?
I-
Do you have any bonuses
we need
for
that.
operating the ship?
Such a
question.
I
baller
have the,
line.
hold on. I have the navigate roll. I have the navigate roll, and it uses my Spitfire.
You're going to...
Check the chat.
So we're taking it on, but with Spitfire.
Also, Tim, please check the chat. Please get that line in your
Yes, let me just confirm.
That would be so cool. You deserve that.
So, navigates toward a difficult or new destination. Do they have that? Let me see. Hold on. Where's the navigator? Okay, navigate is for what's the word? Okay, navigate is for long-term traversal. You're going to want to use Shepherd in order to roll plus max bonds instead of the move straight.
Okay, but I have to spend a luck.
Yes. If you so choose, or you could just use the plus one from Steadfast.
Yeah, no, I'll spend a luck and do Shepherd.
Do you know how many bonds you have with the ship right now?
2. So it would be just.
Okay, then that is a.
It's essentially my Spitfire,
Yep.
so I'll just roll that.
No.
What?
Okay. Well, there's not much to be done about that.
I can get
I'm
this
gonna spend
to
a bond.
7, maybe. I can spend a bond with him and use fucking... What's my thing?
Well, okay.
Heart of
Yeah,
Gold,
heart.
using
Okay.
all of my
Yeah,
might to add
do that.
2 to their roll.
Yep. Yeah.
So we get a 7 instead.
I want to see what this looks like. How do you use your strength to move the ship close enough
We're boarding
to
the
get close enough to
Ironsoul
board?
Raiders ship.
What ship are we boarding? I'm not even sure of the situation
Yeah.
we're in right here.
Are
we going to the flagship?
Sorry.
Or one of the other ships? So there's the ship that's... Okay. Going to the flag...
You're swinging back to get to the flagship. Is that correct? Because you were leaving the coast, and then the second ship is in pursuit, and you're doing like a like a half circle.
In the middle of the half circle, like right at the 90-degree angle, that's when we fired the cannons, and now we're taking them head on. By the way, I just want to make it clear for anybody who has not noticed that my stupid plan is to rocket myself off of the mast, throw the dynamite, and then boom, ship explosion. 'Tis the plan. We good? Okay. I was saying that in case you had not caught on, my silly little plan is to use that dynamite to rocket myself off, basically just kick myself off of the mast while grabbing onto a rope and toss the dynamite onto their ship, and then it explodes. That's the plan. That is the silly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay, but they're going to be
So how
close enough to react.
help with this situation for Tre, right?
The enemy's completely ready for you regardless. So just, I believe this is. Let me think here. Get close enough to. You can.
Okay.
I believe that there's terminology in the book that there's always a rope to swing on. Okay, so Twisting Fate. This move allows you to act as the fates for a single crucial moment. In narrative terms, pirate luck. There's always a convenient rope to swing on. There's always someone to swoop in and save you at the last minute. There's always another night. Basically, you're stepping in and changing the story just a wee bit to suit yourself. I think Since you maneuvered the ship close enough to board, I don't think that it's necessary to twist fate in this circumstance. You're close enough to get onto the ship. You can narrate this how you like, though. Then I will have you get to a scrap.
So first, I'd like to see who's on the ship.
There are currently several Ironsoul Reavers with their. Let me. What's the word here? Yes. They currently have these flak cannons pointed outward towards the ship. No, not in this case. They have pre-shredded metal cannons. This is proper flak. They have it such that it would ignite in a razor-sharp fireball. So that is what you have to contend with. The raiders that see you, on the other hand, are perplexed that you've swung back.
Me?
You're still gonna need to get into a scrap.
Okay.
I will tell you how it pans out.
Let's see.
Yes.
Come on.
So, yeah, get into a scrap.
I know!
Ooh, you're on fire tonight. Alright. So, you have the ante again. So, you can take... This is for fighting the... This is for fighting the minions of the... Yes, you're currently fighting the minions on the flag.
Yes.
So, what is your weapon of choice? Your weapon of choice is the dynamite, right? But yeah, I think you're close enough that you can just swing. You can just swing by and drop the dynamite onto the deck. And I assume you're thwarting their action. Okay, the dynamite lands and then explodes, ripping a handful of crewmen off the deck. The blast is hard enough that one of the cannons swings sideways and misfires into the galley.
How does that even...
These are like... This is a very Spartan-esque ship. Like, the cannons are like swiveled onto the... are stationed on swivels that the crew members position by hand. They're not the typical rolling type cannons. These are specialty made. Unfortunately, the mechanism that keeps them from turning into the crew has been damaged by this sudden explosion. So one by one, like firecrackers, these cannons misfire, and in a plume of orange, in a plume of orange and metal slivers, the deck is fully cleared.
God damn.
This is awesome. What?
We just, like, murked those guys. Good God. Just murked those guys.
This is awesome,
Good God.
Yes.
I think I'll just become a background fighter at this point, because I want Tre to wreak some personal revenge.
It's not... I mean, from a story perspective, I was ready to...
It's the Wild Blue Yonder, it's always insane.
This is insane.
You can pull some you can still pull some story stuff.
Wild's right there.
I have some things for that if you wish.
Alright, Joey's done their cool thing. You have the full stage.
I do know what you're gonna do. I'm ready for it if you're ready.
Yes.
So as I say, Mr. Carver, dynamite. I take the dynamite and I'm going to jump to the other ship.
I should really have this written down. Lyle, right?
Yes, Lyle.
I send Lyle to back him up.
Yes, Lyle.
Who? Let's see.
The zombie.
That's right. I am gonna go... I mean, do I have to roll to get onto the ship, or is it just...
No, you're close enough to board.
Cool. I go onto the ship.
Okay.
And I say, and is this the same ship that the captain's on?
Yes, this is the flagship.
Okay, and I would know where the captain's quarters is, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'd like to go there.
Somebody's out from the door through this new smoke and embers of the deck. You hear him before he approaches, stomping out onto the metal prow. Prow? Yeah, questions for later. The pot-bellied figure of Grim Blackthorn steps into the early morning light. You can see him with his breath condensing in the chill of the air. Let's see. How does he look? I'm gonna say that Grim is a rather greasy-looking fellow. He's got male pattern baldness with this sort of stringy overcomb. Just as well, he has. Did I say I said he has a pot belly. These rather nice dress shoes and pants, like black leather, of course, for the shoes. Black slacks, white with one of the sleeves torn off. You can see it now. This sort of glittering and snapping. What's the word I'm looking for? Yes, the glittering and the snapping of the clockworks as they bend and flex. The frustration animating the arm on its own. Blackthorn himself is not amused by the display that you've put on. All this trouble, and you hand me over yourself. What's your game?
I came here to speak my mind, Captain.
You know that you weren't permitted to. Of course. We put it to a vote. We said you were out. And when we heard you were alive, well, that just made it less convenient for everyone. You should have stayed there and starved.
I'm not exactly a criminal, am I? I think you're foolish.
Well, if you weren't then, you are now.
I think you're foolish. I think you're vapid. And I think you're going down with me. I'm gonna lift up the dynamite and light it with my flame gout.
Ooh, Ashen magic. That's it. If you weren't a criminal then, you certainly are now. Is that candle supposed to scare me?
How quaint.
What are you? Is this some game of chicken? Am I supposed to give you something, or else you won't snuff that stick? What's your odd here?
I'm just waiting.
I think I can play that game. And when nothing happens, I'll gouge your heart out.
Excellent. How long does it take for the dynamite to go off?
Wait, are you seriously just going to let a stick of dynamite go off in your hands?
Oh, okay, the bag of dynamite. Okay, so, yeah, this is not really a move, per se, but, yeah, I think this just happens. What did we say the harm tally was on live again?
Okay.
8.
Yeah,
It was
8.
Same as me.
Okay. You know what? I think I have something for this. I think this is going to do 4 harm. The bag of dynamite goes off in both of your faces. It explodes as Lyle goes flying back along with you. I'm gonna say that everybody takes 4 harm. The Blackthorn rises to his feet, smoldering. You see the smoke clear as his skin gives way to metal. You can see that his figure was hiding in a hearth. His entire midsection had been replaced by an engine. You suicidal maniac! You know how long it'll take to replace...
Well, actually, like, one of the tags is fire.
No, it's made out...
Oh, that's right. Yes.
It's made out of metal.
That's right.
But he is. And also Lyle and yourself.
Everybody takes 4 harm? Does that
take
include...
the burning trouble.
Okay, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I took that 4 harm.
I don't...
Well, anyone who was on the ship, don't...
I was about to get on the ship.
You ingrate! Do you know how long it'll take for me to replace this?
I think...
There's not too many willing skin donors out with the likes of you.
I'm just trying to prove something.
You won't prove anything once I get my hands on you! You see Grim rise to his feet and start towards you.
Guess what time it is? It's time for Juggernaut.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
What does Juggernaut do, by the way?
So let's see if I show up. Yes,
Alright.
I arrived to help. Crewmate, nick time, no matter how improbable. Pretty probable, but I'm using it to get here faster, just so I can protect Tre.
Okay. On a 7-9, you bring some problem along with you. You swing around just in time to see the final ship roundabout to get in between, to get in on the other side.
I would like
of
to
the
join
ship.
Tre and Adam if possible.
The
So, can I make my way onto there? Actually, if possible, would you allow me
Okay.
to... I'm still on the mast. Would you allow me to jump down from the rope? Alright, I will do that. And fully introduce myself.
You may.
Well, you big iron golem. I see you're messing with my crew.
Captain, this is not
And I'm
really
going to keep
time.
it down on the quiet side. But an introduction's in order. I'm Captain Joey Pacallis. Tre is one hell of a crewmate. You're an asshole for leaving him out. Silence! I'm here to
Captain,
help
I
you
don't
out.
really
Oh,
think-
shut up now. Just tell me
This
who to
is the
shoot.
time.
All right, if they're done talking, I'd like to
I
start
like his
shooting.
plan.
And I'm
But
gonna...
I'll let Tim go first.
Yeah, and
Okay.
while he's doing that, I think from behind... who was it? It was Adam, right? Who was helping?
Yes.
Yeah. From behind Adam, he's going to shoot his Ashen Flame Gout. I think specifically to try and melt the metal on him. Or to try and screw up some
Okay.
mechanism inside him.
I like that. Give me that roll.
What would that be?
That's going to be get into a scrap. Like, if you're looking to deal damage, that is get into a scrap. I haven't heard anything regarding, like, the, yeah, if that, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to spend the one luck I have left
Good luck.
in order to get a +1 to whatever I...
That helps.
Well, that's an
It's
8.
and you needed it too. So, opponent may respond how they like.
So how much did I do? Harm 3, by the way, with the Flame Gout.
Okay.
And it's fire.
And you're just dealing damage?
Well, it has the tag fire, so I'm not sure if that does anything. And he's already
Yeah.
on fire, right? Like, he has the same burned condition.
Yes.
Then, yeah, I think for now it's just that and whatever else. Because I know that there's some extra stuff here.
Okay. So you deal your 3 harm, and you take another harm since you're still on fire. And let me know when you how many harm do you have?
I'm at 5 of 6.
Okay. Good to know. You light him up with a huge plume of flame. His body has been rendered white hot by this blast, but he doesn't stop. You think that little trick of yours is going to work on me? You bet you played. The Reavers were the best deal you were ever gonna get. But now it's time to pay your dues. The captain swipes his which arm is that? The art is very good. In matching with that. Yep. The captain, I don't suppose it matters at this point, since both of his arms are metal. He grips your shoulders with his left arm, wrapping around, and digs his clawed right hand into your chest with a scooping motion. You take 3 harm. You are compelled to go done for. Stand your ground, or drop to the deck.
Does standing his ground require a roll?
Okay.
I'm spending a bond with him.
Yes, standing your ground, you do need a roll. Okay, so when you stand your ground, spend a bond with someone, explain how they're inspiring you to overcome yourself, and roll blank. Since the person inspiring you is right here, take +1. If you spend an additional bond with them to see it through, take +1. So just...
Would I technically be facing my vice since these people are hunting me?
No, you're being hunted by
by
the servants of the sea.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
It's good to know.
So just the +1.
Would you like to spend an additional bond? Because you have to spend 1 bond in order to activate the move.
I only have 1 bond with the captain.
Do you have a bond?
You don't have to spend a bond with me. I'll be spending a bond with you to help you out.
And that's it.
Okay. All right. So if you don't have to, you have to spend the additional bond has to be spent with the same person.
So yeah, I'm just gonna spend it with the captain because I think that is the person that would be inspiring.
Yeah. So just take.
Okay.
2d6 +1.
And we're safe.
Ooh. Okay. That's an 8. You mark a trouble or give in to the compel, your choice.
In order to do the thing we were talking about, right, Nan?
You would need to stay in the sea.
So, I guess I'll take a trouble.
Unless it panned out later.
I'll take a trouble.
Let me think. Okay, I'm going to give you the trouble bleeding. Sorry, bleeding out.
Jesus.
So right now I have burned and bleeding out.
Yeah. Your back and shoulders are on fire, and you have a nasty gouge just below your heart.
Jesus Christ.
Not to mention blown up.
Yeah, there is that.
Who's intervening? Adam, right?
If I can.
Sure.
I mean, he's on
Yes,
his
he is.
own.
Hey, how are you saving him? The World with Jaws is a Rapscallion actual play. All properties and entities are owned by their respective authors and artists, and you can find a link to all things used, including the game system by Magpie Games for Rapscallion, and links to the artists and songs used in this episode. If you enjoyed listening to this episode, please leave a rating and review on our Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Please check out this show and many others like it on the Cast Junkie Discord server with the link below in the show notes. And as always, thanks for sailing with us in the world of Jaws, and thanks for being a part of the worlds we know. Until next time.